Alright, beautiful people. Let's get rocking and rolling. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to our Town Hall. We're 3 months into Superteam UK now. It feels like a hell of a lot longer than that, but exciting to be continuing pushing on new strides. I think we're doing some really cool things here in the UK, so I'm extremely excited for all of our good work being continued. So today we're going to be talking our usual events. What have we been up to? Hyperdrive, how that's been going. Our member wins. Shout out to a couple of you guys, and then ending with a little bit of alpha before we go into the roundtable with everyone. So, without further ado, let's go into Hyperdrive and starting off with our events. So, if you haven't heard, one thing we've been running recently is our Easy A competition. You can be able to compete to win our Breakpoint scholarship. Just be getting and learning and getting that XP. It's been great to see people already going through and building all of that out on the Discord channel. So XP bounties, that channel, check it out. All of those bounties there you can use to be earning XP. Whoever earns the most by the end of the month will be joining us in Breakpoint. This is a very cool thing we did with Mike for the Berlin Hacker House, who stayed with us as like an actual team, myself, Kobe and Jack, and then we'll be able to make sure you're getting access to everything that we're going to. If there's stakes on the menu, we can't get you that. But apart from that, everything else is on the cards. I hear Superteam have organised a very cool boat party. That's going to be the talk of the town that you'll be able to join us on. And even if you don't come first, there's like a really cool prizes for the second to the fifth. From like a really cool tracksuit, which DJ Tricks blessed us with. Tickets to Zebu Live and Breakpoint, as well as some cool t-shirts that we're coming out with. Now, apart from our online events in person, what have we been up to? Well, I've been busy, but we've also had a lovely mixer yesterday. If you wasn't able to make it to London, it was really cool to be able to work with Tuesday again to bring this all together. Had a really awesome time representing and supporting everyone. It's great to see the continued turnout from the members here. We're really making on cool strides and excited to be able to put on cool events like this. We run out of beer, and so it was a bit rowdy at the end, but I suppose like with the Brits, we need to make sure we're bringing 2 shopping carts this time. So lessons learned, we're going to bring 2 shopping carts to the next mixer. Next, I've been on a little tour, so as Nama mentioned in the chat, I got the privilege and honour to go to Parliament yesterday, meeting with the Baroness, and they were having this group that they do talking about sustainability, the blockchain and the metaverse, and so they humbly invited me to be able to come and join that roundtable and speak with them. So my insight that I kind of got from them was they're intrigued to know about the blockchain and want to learn about its applications and how it's going to use, but they're just very slow to action on it. There wasn't very many action points from a official point of view from that meeting. However, what I noticed was that I think the agenda with those are a little bit more centered around, hey, come and join us, meet with all of these people here, and hopefully with those people you can then make something happen. So that was kind of the initial gauge that I got from that, but good to see that they're having these conversations and they're wanting to be forward thinking there. I also then got the privilege of going to UCL, speaking of being forward thinking. They have recently introduced a new technology and finance student cohort into what they're doing, and so for us this is going to be really interesting to see how it develops. They've got a couple lectures on blockchain, and they're keen to be able to get involved in hackathons and be supporting. So intrigued to see what we can be able to do there to get the UCL students involved. One thing that's actually not on here but related to students is that Queen Mary University have also just released their new masters in blockchain. So they've gone like full all the way, which is great to be able to see. We're actually very privileged to have Hugh, who's one of the Superteam Vietnam founders, to be taking that course and actually now in London for the next year with us. So you'll be seeing a lot more Hugh as we go around. He's a developer by nature, really well being able to support the community there in Vietnam, and excited to be able to helping all of our UK builders. So he's going to be joining us, and excited to be able to share more about that as we go through. But as we go on to the other events, we've got our Twitter Spaces with EZA tomorrow, 3 PM, tune in. As I said, like we've got this challenge going. This is a great way to be earning your XP, kind of like making sure you're top of that leaderboard. Realistically, if you don't do this, you won't be coming to Amsterdam with us, because the number of bounties and XP that could be earned is going to be weighted towards this. And so this is your opportunity now to jump on in, earn all of that XP, which you can use on raffles as well. So perfect opportunity. Just go through, complete the challenges, and get involved. That space is tomorrow. We'll talk all about it. Know any students? Send them over here. We want to get them all involved. Now, as we move forward, we're going into London Web Pre-Week, which starts the same week of our build station. So on this week, on the 5th and 6th, Thursday, Friday, we have Zebu Live. I'm very close with the team there. We're sponsoring them from Solana, and we're going to have like a really big activation in our whole booth. I hope to be able to see as many as you there. If you don't already have tickets, let me know. Send me a DM. If you want to come Zebu Live, I'm your guy. I'll get you in that door. Don't worry about it. We want to be able to have like a really strong Solana presence here to showcase the strength of the UK community. And yeah, this is going to be awesome. Tons of really cool headline speakers, from Stephen Bartlett to Rob Powell and everyone in between. So that's going to be awesome to check out. Now, as I said, this is alongside our build station. This is the big event that we got coming up. I am incredibly excited for this. I'm also nervous. I'm also worried about how tired I'm going to be. But I think it's going to add so much value to a lot of you guys here. The first week's going to be all about building for Hyperdrive. So we'll have different workshops. We'll have like a Hyperdrive day, student day, our opening ceremony, which is going to be dope. Organising with Uzi, some really cool people to be sponsoring that. So keep an eye out there. But that opening ceremony will kick us all off that whole week. Let's build for Hyperdrive. Let's get it all submitted. Let's figure out the nicks and crannies. Make sure that its MVP is working properly. And it can all be ready to go in. Then the next week, it's all about submitting, but more importantly, like preparing for post-hackathon. So as we submit, all we need is the pitch deck, the demo video, and the GitHub. And once we have the pitch deck, it's almost starting to think like, okay, what is next? Like a demo video doesn't take too long to get. GitHub will come when you've built. So once that pitch deck's done, it's like you naturally start thinking, what is that next step? We've got the demo day straight afterwards, which is going to be a perfect way. But let's think about like more realistic, like that capital is only one side of the picture. We've got the business infrastructure. What are you going to do about the lawyers and the regulation and the accounting? What about the marketing? How are you going to go to market? Do you need a community? Are you going to be building out Discord? Like all of these other facets of a business start to come really more into action once you've then gone post-hackathon. So I want to be able to make sure that second week we're having experts come in, panels, keynotes, all about these sort of opportunities. There's going to be some really cool workshops going on from key people. So I'll be organising and sharing out that calendar next week. Members, you guys get first dibs on all of those workshops. They'll be quite small, about like 5 to 8 people, with one kind of lead mentor taking those. So those, I'd say, are going to be the gold dust. That when I publicize it, check out those first, see which ones you want to be involved in. Make sure to get signed up there, and you'll be all good. So yeah, this is going to be awesome. I'm excited for it. Oxford Circus, right in the centre. Make sure, if you want to come, register at London Build Station, and I hope to see you all there, because anyone who does and then also submits into Hyperdrive will be joining us for our demo day. We've got a lot of prizes, our local prizes available. So you've got the big Hyperdrive prizes, the million up for grabs. Can seem a little bit daunting. Like you've got to be really good to get there, which that's our goal. Let's get you really good to get there. But either way, we've got these local demo day prizes available for you. Only the UK projects can be able to get access to this. And so for us, this is going to be awesome to be able to see who's going to be able to win and take that crown champion as the best UK hackathon project. So it'll be exciting to see who does that. You'll all be presenting at the demo day and being able to showcase what you've got. We're inviting a bunch of VCs there as well. So my goal is that actually that starts the seed of a conversation for investment into your project, which can help change everything later on down the line. So that should be exciting for you guys to be able to check out. Those are the events that we're doing ourselves, but as I said, you guys are always welcome to be hosting your own events. We've got the Pizza Fund and the Crypto Coffees. If you're able to do it, Pizza Fund, just go to that link at the bottom on earn.superteam.fun to the grant section to be able to register to get your funding there. Crypto Coffees, just go host a little Crypto Coffee, bring 4 to 5 people together for coffee, take a selfie, post it on Twitter, tag us, and then send me the bill, and I'll make sure it's all covered. So host your own events, and join us for Build Station coming up. Now, into my favourite part of every single town hall. Let's give some shout out to our members. First up, we've got Mike the Panda with some banger interviews. So yesterday we were at the mixer. Mike pulled a couple of our members away to speak to them a little bit, what they're doing for Hyperdrive, what they're looking moving forward, how they found Superteam. And so we're going to be sharing that content. For us, this is like a cool way of making sure that any things we're doing on socials, because we've been going across platform recently, if you haven't noticed. We're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, Instagram. And so for this sort of content strategy, we want to focus on you guys. We want to focus on making sure your stories are told. So Mike's been really helpful in being able to support that. Potentially could be like seeing us at Build Station as well. So if you're coming down, he'll be there to like rapid fire grab you, get you interviewed. So for us, that should be pretty cool to be able to see. We've then also seen Solus crushing it with Rust. So he's been doing our coding bootcamp with Encode. This was cool for us to be able to sponsor at the beginning of the, I think it was the beginning of September. Yeah, end of August, beginning of September this started. So really cool to see him doing that and doing well. DJ Tricks, our resident DJ, and Daniel in chat as well, have also doing this, and so amazing to see all of them coming through that. Speaking of Daniel, I had a call with him today. He was telling me all about his hyperdrive ideas, and he had this really cool deck that he built out, and I love to see that when we're thinking about hackathons and the hyperdrive, building out this little bit more thought process, and then when we spoke about it, that those visuals are really helpful for me fully engaging what he wanted to be able to do. Spoiler, he's kind of deciding number 2, potentially less AI, more just like security, but like we'll be able to work on that together to be able to get it all wrapped up. So great stuff here from Daniel. Excited to see what he submits in the hyperdrive. Then we've also got CZA doing incredible stuff with her content. If you haven't seen it already, she did this really cool TikTok talking about hyperdrive and this mega write-up from the regulation panel that we had a couple of weeks ago. This was like, she asked a 200 IQ question and then came back with a 300 IQ write-up on it. So this is awesome to be able to see. We want to be encouraging everybody that even if you're not a developer, you can be getting involved in our Superteam story, and creating content like this is the perfect way to be able to do that. We have a little XP bounty for it as well, so if anyone is interested, you can be earning your XP fighting towards your chance to be joining us in Amsterdam. Next, we've got up H and Planet, who are presenting at the Hacker House in Bangalore. This was awesome to be able to see. They've been building, submitted into the Only Possible in Solana Hackathon, now ready to start growing out, onboarding a few more people. So it was great to be able to see them doing this. This is the perfect way to be growing out and getting those first initial business customers. Being at hacker houses, being at the build stations, these are where you're going to find the people who can onboard your product and start working with you. And so it was great to be able to see this. Speaking of the hacker house, Slices was out there as usual, repping FOMO, giving out the latest edition. He also did his signature worm on stage. So, you know, we love to be able to see it. Repping a brand. I'm always wearing a cap. Slice is always doing the worm. You've got to find your brand and hook. So it's cool to see Slices on that and continuing to presenting well across these hack houses. Last up, I wanted to give a lovely little shout out to our members who got accepted into the Dubai Founders Track. So this is a exciting thing that Alex over at the lead at Superteam UAE has been organising, bringing anyone who wants to be setting up their business in Dubai over for a trip. Then he's going to be taking them all around, introducing them to all the right people. Really cool to be able to see something like this happening, and so many of our members being accepted. Z, Nayani, Nick, H, you're all in, and so you can be heading off for that first cohort, which will be happening this year. So that's very exciting to be able to see. Big W's for the UK here. Now, as we go into the last little couple, we have our Hyperdrive Hackathon. So I just wanted to say a couple words on here before we head over to the round table. The first up is sign the register. Like, it's here, it's about it. If you haven't already done it, make sure you're jumping on that. Solana.com/hyperdrive is where you can register. Getting in there, letting them know that you're about it, you're ready, supporting the UK. We've had a big push from EZA on these registrations. It's great to be able to see. We've also seen all of you incredible members stepping up. So we're now 9th in the world for the total number of registrations. So doing very well for one of the new super teams, and representing the UK is exactly what we want to be able to see. So if you haven't already, register, support the UK, and if you already are registered and you're ready to be going into Hyperdrive and you're already building, I just wanted to share with you a couple key points to make sure you're keeping top of mind as you're building it out. Obviously, if you're just going in to go for the journey and just present and go through the hackathon journey, maybe just kind of setting up for the next hackathon, going for a big win, then this is just really good things to have that understanding, that framework. But if you're going to win, like, these are a must, because these are like the key things that they're looking for when they are going through and choosing your project. So the first one up is that it's a viable business. Like, you've got to have that Web3 revenue model. It's got to be able to be clear how you're generating an actual business out of this. Like, an investor has to be attracted to this, and it's like, what is that ROI? Where are you going to be generating the revenue? And so having that nice and clear in your deck in like just one slide, business model, having a SaaS model, we're going to have a percentage of the transactions, like whatever it is, just making sure you're being mindful of that and including that within your deck will showcase to them that you're serious about this being a proper startup. On that point of being like a serious startup, they always come from a compelling story. There's got to be people who have a clear problem that you're solving and that you have built this product that's going to just make their lives a lot easier in this narrow domain. And so making sure that we can articulate that is so important. This is obviously where I'm coming in a little bit as well. Like, if we're not too sure, that's where we'll jump on a call, let's brainstorm, let's figure out, let's make sure we're nailing down. This is your compelling story. These are the specific, this is the person. This random guy here, he's what is going to benefit from using your product, and making sure we're super clear on that is what we need to be able to do to allow the judges to see your product and your startup in the real world and actually providing value. And then the last one is the founder market fit. Now, this is like a little bit of alpha. Not many people know about this term, but you get it in a couple of different ways. I think the first way is the most important is that why are you starting this business? Like, why is this startup unique and tailored to your expertise and what you know and the experiences that you've been through as a human on this planet? Like, why you? Like, having that clear, again, this comes into the compelling story, like having that clear idea and understanding of why it should be you launching the startup is what's going to allow them to be like, oh, this makes sense. You could actually turn this into a proper business. And then off the back of that, and like the second side is like the pedigree, making sure you're really shining out and saying like, hey, we've won hackathons before, we've launched startups before, like we've done these initiatives that showcase that we know what we can do. And I think this is an interesting point. If you're not too sure about that, let's work on that together. Like, we're partnered up with Be Experience, with Kobe, and everything he's amazing things doing there. And so that kind of comes into like career consultancy. Like, let's jump on, like, let's look through your CV. Let's find those big wins and make sure we're highlighting those. And then in the deck, we're taking those couple bullet points of like, okay, these are the shining highlights of what you've been able to do to showcase to the judges that you as a founder are the right person to be launching this product, and it has a compelling story and a viable business model that can actually make it into a real thing. So yeah, make sure when you're going the Hyperdrive, keeping these things in mind. The last little thing there is don't forget about your one-liner. A lot of the time they just see this. This is where I mainly come in probably. Like, I'll just be like, I'll spitball. I'm like, yeah, there you go, here you go. Here's the one-liner. We'll play a bit of wordsmith games and we'll come to that. But making sure you're thinking about that as well is key for being able to wrap it up all nicely. So yeah, thank you everyone for being able to join us. My last little bit of alpha today. Is it alpha? I don't know if it's alpha, but it's true. And it's that we're taking over. No, seriously, like, watch out. Like, we're taking over so much, my GIF hasn't even loaded. Like, this is how deep of an impact we're making. So for us, like, we're doing some very cool things. I'm having some very cool conversations, going to Parliament, speaking about universities, setting up our own blockchain society there. Like, there's lots of things that we're starting to put into motion, and it's only been 3 months. We've only been around 3 months, and we're already doing these incredible strides. You guys are already crushing it and continuing to do amazing things. I hope you're finding value in what we're able to provide to the market for you guys. And so thank you all for being able to join. We're taking over. And now, members, let's all jump over to our roundtable so we can talk about how we're taking over this mad old world. Thank you everyone for joining, and I hope to see you in the next one. Let's get some W's in the chat for an amazing week, and I look forward to catching you all in the next town hall. Thank you all for coming. Peace, everyone. GM.
Too strong. The family is growing.
That's what we love to see.
I know I gave it Bertie big spuds about not going to the shop and not leaving, but my missus is probably going to murder me now, so I'm going to have to go.